I'm so sorry. Okay, hi guys!
Hello, everybody. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Quest of Queens, a D&D actual play about four women trying to make peace in the chaotic aftermath of the cataclysm, an accident that smashed together the realms that were never really meant to coexist. Our heroes are doing their best to bring order to the chaos with spells, strategy, and plenty of laughs along the way. They're navigating a world where everything collided, but nothing quite fits.
I'm sorry. Hi guys, I'm Lexi. I play Amelia. She is a cleric for the goddess of love Celia, but was originally given to the Temple of Retris, the goddess of the moon. She is outspoken and is a protector of those she loves. Amelia is still trying to find her place in the world, but she's getting closer.
Hi, I'm Cal. Oh, I'm Loran, and I play Callie.
Both? Yes,
Yeah.
both.
So she is an orphan, who was raised by and trained by the Royal Artificer. She is shy and quiet, but finding her voice. She's definitely smarter than she seems and is learning to love exploring the world outside her workshop with her found family.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I play Sarah, a Beastmaster Ranger who recently discovered that she has magical bloodlines. She's a former royal guard who was kind of just one of the guys, but now that she's playing politics, she is discovering it is a lot harder than she thought.
And hello, I'm Jordan. I play Ofame, a shadow monk rogue who grew up in an assassin's cult. She may be quiet, but she isn't afraid to speak her mind and is just trying to figure out where she belongs and make sense of a world she's only beginning to understand.
All right, and those are my lovely players. Tonight we are picking up where we left off last week. Our ladies found a way to basically teleport instantaneously to a whole nother side of the world. They ended up back in the north of Formonsa, as you see from my background here.
We home,
In their
bitches.
time, in their time away, they were helping Princess Marianne, now Queen Marianne of Serlona, claim the throne and trying to iron out some diplomatic issues there. But in that, they have picked up Louis, who would be her brother, and he's traveling with them along with Meryl, a druid who was instrumental in making the transportation magic work, as well as Jorah, who was also instrumental but in a negative way in making that magic work. Those are our NPCs who are with us. Jorah is the twin to Seraphina, and you'll learn more about him as he goes, but he is definitely a character.
Don't
As
forget
of right
Maharo.
now, Maharo.
Hey, he's there, isn't he?
Yes, he's around.
He's just quiet.
He is a
Maharal's
quiet
there,
guy.
but he is seen, not heard.
Well, that's for a couple reasons. But anyway, where we where we pick up is where we're gonna be in a very ancient temple to what seems like Retris. It seems to be so ancient, in fact, that it predates a lot of our party's current understanding of the roles of the gods. We had a very interesting interaction with Ophime and Amelia at the very end, and that's kind of where we will pick up tonight.
Yeah, because
Alright.
basically we ended on Amelia being like, I'm getting the fuck out of this place, right?
Yes.
Amelia ended her commune with Retris, where she was saved by Celia, and she.
Well, Amelia didn't end it.
God,
Celia did.
semantics.
Celia said,
Semantics!
go on now, honey. Go home.
She said, I'll take care of this bitch.
At the end of last session, you guys all crawled out of a hole in the side of the temple that was already at this point crumbling that you've seen, and you're out into the snow. That's exactly where I left you off. You guys didn't do anything else after that. So, it's up to you what you'd like to do next.
I think we had just discovered that Ophime was like, oh, this looked a lot like everything that I knew growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That bit had been dropped, yes.
Amelia, when she first kind of stumbles out, she's really shaky, and then basically she stands basically stark still, just looking at this temple.
From your perspective on the side, it is imposing. You can already see in your mind's eye what it might have looked like in its heyday. A lot of dark stone, really, really tall to the sky.
She's gonna start screaming and she's gonna like just start like kicking the like the rocks that are like around the temple, throwing rocks at the temple, just like everything, and then like tears just kind of start coming like down her face basically.
Okay.
Alright.
And you guys are all there for that.
We're
It
going in
is-
tonight.
It is nighttime. You crawled out on a fresh layer of snow. It is brutally cold, as it usually is in the north. But from what you can see, there's not much. There's trees off in the distance, but it's a large patch of just fresh snow for hills for miles.
Sarah's gonna lean over to Callie and be like, do we
Yeah,
intervene?
we should do something. We're gonna walk
May's
up
gonna
to
look
Amelia.
over at them and just be like, I don't know this didn't happen. I didn't do anything.
Does Amelia have the warming cloak on, or would it be in my bag?
I would assume you do, because you left a cold place to another cold place.
Okay. She's going to walk over to Amelia and try and just like put a hand on her shoulder first and see if she reacts to that.
The second you touch her shoulder, she just like crumples to her knees and just continues sobbing.
I'm gonna definitely sit on the cold, wet ground with her.
I
And
think Gray is gonna nuzzle up next to her.
Rhea.
She's
let
our
her
emotional
cry.
support panther.
And
Let her
then
cry for a beat.
like after like a little bit she like stops crying and she just looks up at the temple and she's like yelling. I'm not gonna do it because like on stream and mic sensitivity and stuff. But basically she's like yelling at the temple and she's like, I gave you everything. And then yeah, she'll just keep saying that until it like kind of starts to fade a little bit, and then she kind of goes back into her sobs and she's like, everything. Nobody understands everything.
Because we also have no idea what just happened.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say Ofame also doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know.
No, from Ophame's perspective, and she was the closest one to her, from her perspective, Amelia went into meditation, and she was in it for maybe a few minutes, and then she woke up.
And
is
said,
now
let's get out.
Yep.
Allie's gonna like keep sitting with Amelia, but kind of just start talking to her, and she's gonna say, I can only assume that that did not go well.
She accused me of breaking my oath.
What oath did you pledge to her?
I followed her for most of my life, and I think, well, actually, now I know. She believes that I am just a pawn in this world for her to use, and now that the pawn no longer lets itself be used, she is upset. And I gave Retris so much of my life that for her to be angry with me and disregard all that I sacrificed I don't know.
I'm sorry. I can't even imagine the kind of sacrifices you've made and things you've done for her, and I know that for so much of your formative years, it was all for her. And to hear that you were nothing but a pawn in this, I guess, game for her, that has to be heartbreaking. But that doesn't diminish any part of how much you've devoted your life to Celia and the greatness that she has given you and how much she believes in you, which is why your faith changed in the first place, right?
Faith is complicated, and I think one of the hardest parts is that I thought she wanted me, but she just wanted somebody. And it didn't matter if it was me or someone else. And it just makes me feel disposable, which I guess to the gods we are. But I think when I came to realize that Celia had saved my life that day, and then did not take the glory for it or the recognition, I think my faith changed because she was easy to follow. She wants me because I am who I am, not just because I've dedicated my life to her or she's given me things, but simply just because she's happy that I want to follow her. And I made that choice when, with Retros, I never felt I had choice. You're muted.
Sorry.
You're good.
Choice is definitely a powerful thing. And she's gonna kind of like look back at Louis and then back at Amelia.
He's hanging back on the edge of this group. You can tell he feels, or he seems uncomfortable. Not really sure.
I can only imagine why.
He's like, I don't know this bitch.
What the fuck is going on?
Waitresses, don't know.
You're saying a lot of names. We're popping out a lot of names right now.
Imagine you just go with a group of friends and one of them starts having a crash out and you have
Yep.
no idea why.
We're like, yeah, come adventuring, and then it's like, I am having the worst day of my life. Amelia looks up at like the temple, and she like chuckles and she goes, the irony is, 5 years ago, I would have been ecstatic to have found this place.
Allie's gonna like kind of bump her shoulder and look up and be like, "You want me to blow it up?"
Well,
I
I
think
don't-
there's a lot of repercussions to
Oakley's
that.
like, no.
I think there's a lot of
Everyone's like, no,
repercussions to
it's
that. It is still a sacred place.
More of just a joke, but yeah.
I know. And then she kind of nudges her back and she goes, thanks for offering, though. I'm also getting the feeling, and she like stands up because now she's like thinking. She's like, I'm also getting the feeling that Retros and Celia more than dislike each other.
Oh, was Celia there too?
Celia was the one who came and rescued me, so to speak.
Good. I fear what would have happened if she didn't.
I believe myself a person of integrity, so when that was put into question by somebody that I had dedicated my life to, kinda sucked.
Understandable. So what makes you think there's more between the two of them?
How they spoke to one another was very aggressive, and I don't fully understand. I also feel like it's when I followed Retris, I was always called her champion. That's how she referred to me. But Celia calls me her child, and I don't. That feels like such a big.
That's kind of huge. Especially if she has children.
Well, so does. Yeah. I mean, yes.
I mean, Retris has technically children.
Speaking of, now that I am out and of somewhat sound mind, she looks at Ophime. She says, Before Retris conceived her children, she was the goddess of all the things that her children are currently over. So I'm guessing this predates a lot more than what we would recognize to be the truth about the gods. But I imagine this was before Dormir.
That's a very long time.
Indeed.
It's actually inconceivable how long ago it might have been. Because we have no knowledge or understanding of this time period. So I can understand you being curious. However, she was mentally attacking me and draining me of energy. So if you would like to go in, I will stay out here and keep guard and stuff.
That's. I'm just intrigued because, especially if this temple was from that long ago, and yet it was eerily similar to my home.
How, Ophime, what is the history of your
She's just gonna look at Callie and be like,
Well,
my
family?
Uh-huh.
Yes. At what point did they, like, what is the history of your family?
how did you become a murder cult? You know, just like for shits and gigs. Let's talk about it.
Like,
She
what's
the
the
history of it, I guess?
Would Ophime know?
Yeah.
I don't. But no.
Likely.
That wasn't discussed,
So you have no
so I
idea.
don't know.
Well, I mean, just from looking at a place like this, I would imagine that they perhaps were derived from a
So
following
it had,
like this.
right, it had to be
Certainly
close enough.
so.
Close enough in the sense that everything was still modeled off of this place, this temple that we're in now, but
Far
long
enough apart.
ago that it was also after Retris had her children.
Well,
because Retris is not who you followed.
I think what I am also interested in is how is there a branch off? What happened to make them only follow Dormir and not potentially continue to just follow Retris?
Right.
Those
but
are
keep the
Right.
same.
Because
things that
Dormir is yes, but they worshipped specifically the Moon Maiden.
Right.
But
this
Death and Moon Maiden.
specific.
So
Why not the Moon Maiden anymore? Why only the god
So
of the
why
dead?
I'm
maybe when
curious if almost
Dormir
there was two different branches of this following. Some who went to Dormir and others who went to Retris.
So you're thinking that we'll possibly find another
Well, no, I
branch
would
of
think just the
family?
people that followed Retris continued to follow Retris.
Well,
right?
I think
this.
they
if-
became more. They became
they
more
Mhm.
accepted. Like they followed practices that weren't necessarily frowned upon potentially, and that's why the Temple of Retris is pretty small, but also fairly docile.
Still recognized, right?
But if it's modeled after her home and it feels like they did very similar things.
Well,
Was
the
the
temple
that you
of
grew up in any way similar to this one?
DM.
Yeah.
DM was
yeah.
this one.
Um,
Help.
No, the iconography is a bit similar, but Retris's temples, as far as you know, didn't practice and sacrifice. There wasn't battles to the death, things like that. It was very much more, probably closer to the Church of Shannara, but probably not nearly as radical.
Okay.
Ultimately, it might be answers that
Any of the majority of the rooms and spaces that I saw while I was in there and trying not to slowly wither away mentally did not look like anything that I knew from my time growing up in the temple. Those rooms were not there.
And
Interesting.
considering that, I assume hundreds, if not thousands of years after this temple, that Ophime's temple looked eerily similar, that they followed similar practices.
definitely had to have been an offshoot of whoever was here prior. But how close or
I'm
why
curious
they
if it was just a different sect. Like perhaps they were not accepted after a period of time, and so they kind of broke off from this and went and continued their practices.
But it's
Oh,
obviously still a temple of Retris in the sense that she has domain over it and is able to. I mean, like, she knew you were here.
She told me that it was her first temple.
First? Oh God.
Oh.
That's
So this is old.
old.
Yeah, like
That's
millennia.
old.
Wow. It's a miracle that this is still standing.
Well, that's what happens when you have immortal gods. They do that whole immortality thing.
In the meantime, while you guys were talking, Louis kind of, as I said, is standing off to the side. He's not being, not speaking to anyone or being too helpful, honestly. Meryl was looking cautious, and she wanted to do something, but she wasn't sure what, so she just decided to start building a fire. And Jorah is also looking for firewood on her own, helping out with where he can, clearing off snow. is a lot. I need a place to rest.
Do we have any idea where in the north we are?
Jorah looks around. I'd say we're pretty far north considering where the mountains are. Farther than anywhere I've been. But I would guess, and he'd make a point. He'd point somewhere. That's south. Eventually we'll hit something.
Well, I feel like I don't know if we should keep moving or we've dealt with a lot in the last 24 hours.
I feel like the last 2 weeks have been an absolute clusterfuck of a time.
We quite literally just need a break.
We just need to get back home.
Yeah, let's start heading south. If we're up for starting the journey now, maybe we can find a town with some horses or something, so we're not on foot.
Well, in Formonsa, we're a little bit more... God, this is going to sound stupid, but we're a little bit more well-known, so potentially we'll get more
Yes.
help.
Right. Can we see any, like, fires, smoke in the distance, or anything to signal that there's someone somewhere?
Nope, it's nighttime.
Oh,
It's
right.
nighttime. Wait, I thought it was morning when we got in.
Was it?
Yeah, I could have sworn it was like just. It
Oh,
was
you're-
like dawn.
Yeah, dawn through
They
the
had
cracks
woken
and
up
stuff.
It would be dark outside still, just because of time differences, but it would still be morning. So technically, yes, it's night, but it's also morning.
So it's like it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
instead of 6 a.m.
that's what I mean. Yes.
Got it.
Alright, well,
Mobius.
then maybe we should hang for a little bit, let the sun come up.
I could use a rest.
No kidding. All right.
Rhea, do you want to see if you can find us a rabbit or two?
I was
You
gonna
would
look at
say
Louis and be like, Louis, you
Versus
good?
rabbit.
When you look at Louis, he says, "What, you need a hunt?"
Rhea's got it. Unless you want to go with her, and you want to, do your own thing.
He looks at Rhea. Rhea side eyes him, bombastic side eye.
I promise she doesn't judge out
And
loud.
she goes directly into the forest, not even waiting for him. She's like, I don't have time. He huffs and runs into the forest.
Amelia calls after him. It's probably best to just follow her lead.
If he did respond, you wouldn't have heard it. In the meantime, you guys gather around the small fire that Meryl had made. Maharel is hanging out there. Jorah decides he doesn't want to sit. He's just kind of lightly pacing. He seems jittery.
Huh. I wonder if you're having withdrawals.
I was gonna say, he's about to detox in the snow.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's like AA boot camp.
You know what? The pain.
Y'all.
If that's what you think will help.
He
Alright.
needs to know the consequences of his actions.
Could also kill him.
That's true.
We have a healer on hand.
Amelia's not gonna let him die. But she will let him know that it's the consequences of his own actions.
Yeah, like we won't let him die, but we'll let him feel pain.
Yeah, we're gonna suffer, but we're gonna be happy about it.
We have had
I got that
time
reference.
Jeez.
to, like, before they left, I guess, pack, like, bread and stuff in her bag.
They had
Of-
rations from when they went to the
Holding.
thingy.
Right.
Brought rations to the small hut, but
Yeah.
you did not return back to Serlona, so I would say your rations
Or
probably would
dwindled.
last you maybe a day or two.
You guys will hunt.
Amelia is going to connect with Marion and Hain, though.
Like, hey, by the way, we went through a portal. We won't be back. Sorry. Love you.
Be
Callie's a
like,
half elf.
Yeah, Callie's
I
half
almost
elf,
got
by the
killed
way.
by Retris.
Hey guys, just some updates.
Callie's from Sorlona.
yeah,
Oh, by the way, we stole Louis. Hope that's okay.
she's gonna be like,
Okay, so you can keep him.
yeah, she'll probably be like, thank the gods. Have a grand old time. Please don't bring him back, actually. Yeah, Amelia's gonna connect and be like, Marion, Hain,
Is everything
that's relative. Listen, so, you know how we went to go find Marion and Jorah?
Meryl.
okay?
Oh,
We knew what she meant.
Meryl,
Smith?
sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
So we found them. Good news. They were essentially, they fell through a portal of some kind, and very long story short, we went back through it, and we have ended up in the north side of Formonsa. So unfortunately, we are going to miss your father's funeral
And your coronation.
and your coronation. However, please know that we back you fully and are there if you may need us in the future.
We will be there in a month.
The line is silent. For a beat. Marianne speaks up. She says, "Well, we held the funeral yesterday. Our coronation's on hold for now. We've had some things pop up, but nothing we can't handle. Since you're in Formonsa, deliver a message to your queen, if you will.
Absolutely.
Just let her know that I wish to speak with her in terms of peace. That's all."
I can relay the message. She's like, please tell her that we are coming to take over her country, and I'm kidding.
I know, I was like, are we gonna find out we fucked up?
Yeah.
Mars got enough to do with it at home.
Yeah,
Clean her own house first.
she doesn't want to do that. I can tell her, please continue to correspond with us now that you know where we are and we know where you are. Also, I will let Anna know that you have also
Assume the throne.
assumed the throne, yes. And I would also recommend potentially picking up active communication, since it seems both of you are going through some challenging politics and diplomacy.
I agree. I will as soon as I can.
Marianne, we have your back. I apologize for needing to go back home.
No, I understand. You much to do.
Oh, so also, we did in fact find out, and I don't think it changes anything. However, it does change some things for Callie.
Okay.
We have found out that Calliope is half elf, and her parents were potentially wiped out. Well, not potentially, very much so wiped out by your father.
The silence that follows is heavy.
So, just wanted you to know you have another subject of Solona that
Hooray.
we discovered.
Well, could
She
I
doesn't hold
speak
it
with
against you, we
Callie?
promise.
Yes. She like looks at Callie and she's like, and she says out loud, she's like,
Your queen would like to speak.
Yeah, your queen would like to speak with
He was crazy. Go ahead.
Marianne would like to speak with you.
Not her being on first name basis with the queen. I'm kidding.
Right?
Okay, sure.
She connects the call, I guess.
Yes. So Callie is involved in the call. Marianne says, "It has come to my attention that you have been done wrong by past actions of the previous monarch. So, I want to let you know that should you wish it, you would have all of the rights of a Salonan citizen if you so choose. I won't hold you to that, but it's the best I can do right now." And I'm really sorry.
There's no ill will toward you or your family at all, because it's not something that there's no point in dwelling on the past. I appreciate your offer and I will seriously consider it. But know that, Marianne, you have become one of our closest friends, and we have nothing but support for you.
Okay. I wish you all safe travels, and I do hope to see you again in better circumstances.
You can say that again.
All right.
Yeah, Amelia's gonna end the call.
Beep bop.
Beep.
Babu.
All right.
Click.
You didn't slam the flip phone this time.
Nope.
All right. A bit after this, Louis and Rhea return. Rhea returns with a couple of rabbits in her maw, quite bloodied around the muzzle, but she seems pretty pleased with herself with what she brought back.
As she should be.
A little after that, you hear a rustling from the woods, and Louis comes back with a buck slung over his shoulder, and he just drops it in front of you. First thing you notice is there is no more blood in this thing. He says, "I think it's still good."
Sarah's gonna like look at it and then look at Louis and then look at the buck and then look at Louis and then look at the buck and then look at Louis. Yeah. Cool. Great. Glad to have you on the team. And she's gonna like give him a high five.
Or you like lift a hand and he doesn't know what the fuck that means.
He hesitantly holds his hand out for like a handshake. Like he's not really sure what's happening.
She's gonna like
Oh.
like she's gonna go and like high five his hand and he's gonna be like,
Oh my god.
You notice, even in the dim light, the stub of his ring finger as he reached out. He's no longer wearing gloves.
Aww.
And him noticing you notice, he puts his hand away and backs up quite a bit.
I mean,
Forgot himself.
she's gonna be like, I mean, I would wash my hands, but like, you know, like I promise they're like mostly clean.
Sure. I'm sure you're very clean. Yeah. He like just continued to distance himself.
Creepy.
Okay. You guys wade out until the sun starts to rise. You're now at dawn. You start preparing to go?
Yes. Sarah, the entire time has been dismantling buck. By the
Okay.
way.
Say, how much of it can I put in my bag of holding without everything else getting disgusting? But there's no blood on the buck, so
There's no blood, and you are surrounded by snow.
right.
I think
You can preserve it.
that yeah, there's a way that I don't know.
We
Can Sarah
would
do some
know.
like, some like woo-woo magic that like doesn't actually exist, but like, woo, it's beef jerky now.
Do you have
Whoa, it's beef jerky.
no?
We
But do
need
you
to
have
try it.
like shape water?
I think
What
Morgan
did
does. I think Sarah does.
What did I do? That's not it.
I was say because I thought you were going for the avatar.
I do have shape water, yes.
I was gonna say you could like take
Freeze
this
it?
snow and like freeze it. Maybe.
Would it not melt in the bag of holding?
What a wonderful way
Yeah.
to find out.
No, I need to make the bag of colding.
You do need to make it.
You know. Mm.
We'll say
It's cold
Sarah
enough
magically
outside.
had some butcher paper and wrapped it
Sarah
in butcher
would know
paper.
how to preserve the meat as best she can of the circumstances that she
Yeah.
has around her, which would be below freezing temperatures and meat with no blood in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine. Okay. You guys start to pack up, getting ready to go, heading on out. Going
Guess we just
direction.
walk south.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast, I think, is the direction we need to go. Technically.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys can start walking.
The road?
As the sun rises, do we notice was Jorah's assumption of south correct?
Oh yeah, based off of the where the sun rises.
Based off the sunrise.
That's true.
Okay.
He was right.
I just want to clarify that we
Are in fact going in the right direction.
He is going through it. However, he is technically sober.
He's sober, and there are some skills that have been drilled into him. He knows how to do certain things.
I feel like both him and Sarah always know their cardinal direction.
yeah.
Especially Sarah, because, Ranger.
Yeah.
As you guys finish packing up camp and you're getting ready to get on your journey, I don't know how you guys are walking. Are you walking like in a line? Are you walking in a group?
We're probably just walking in a group.
What works?
What's your direction?
Yeah,
It's
son of
not,
a
it's
bitch.
not as necessary for this. I'm trying to think of what's funniest. Okay. So Sarah and Amelia, I'm fairly sure, walk together. Both of you feel a tap tap on your shoulders toward the middle. Do you look? Do you just ignore it? What's going on?
I mean, Sarah's like instinctually gonna like whip around with a knife.
Okay.
Even though we're in a group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't override, instincts.
Okay.
Amelia's gonna look over her shoulder and who's there?
Oh, it's Orion.
Or since
Oh.
When Sarah whips around with the knife, he backs up a little and he goes, "Ooh," and he just pokes the knife.
I can't with him.
He
Orion.
says, "Someone's a little on edge." Where are you guys going?
We're trying to get back home.
Ooh. Are you gonna throw a party since you've been gone so long? Heard you've been gone a long time,
We have been gone all the time.
and I'm very good at parties.
I know you're good at parties.
It does seem like something that we may have some need for parties when we get back.
Well, you have the right God on your side. I was just, doing my job, bringing the sun up, and I saw you, and I wondered, oh, who is that? So I swooped on down to see what was going on.
Your favorite party people.
My favorite party people. And he points to Ophme and says, "Hey, sis."
Hey, bro.
I love it.
I love him so much.
So, who are the new people? Tell me, who are you? And he like floats over because he doesn't walk anywhere.
No.
He floats over to Louis, and Louis looks confused and backs up. He says, seem kind of boring.
That's Louis. He's the Prince of Sorlona.
Oh, I know about that place. Not good at parties.
Not great.
No.
But
No.
he is a vampire, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
That's cool.
What, does Louis react to being told that they suck at parties?
No.
Amelia
True, the last party
looks
we went to,
at
almost died.
looks at
That is true.
Louis and says, "This is Orion, the god of the dawn, and I think someday it has to be parties in there."
You casually are friends with and Orion interrupts. Says, "God of the Dawn, yes, that's me."
He's also my
Pleasure.
brother.
Yep.
Ophme holds her hand out for a high five.
He makes a show of like flying around you before he does the high five.
Ophme's gonna look over at Sarah and be like, my high five was better.
Is it quiet? Like, is it... Can Kali whisper quietly enough for Ophme not to hear?
You can try.
Oh god. Remember, Ophme has a plus 12
Yeah, I'm
perception.
gonna not say anything.
You could like
Whatever you
hand
want.
move, you could like do hand movements to Lexi or to Amelia and be like
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh,
literally
yeah,
both
sure.
know sign language, by the way.
Oh, we do? You're so right.
we know sign
Okay.
language. We do
Well,
know
Yes.
sign language. Oh my god, duh.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna
Alright,
sign to Amelia and be like, can you mind link us with Louis?
Amelia nods and makes the connection.
Jesus. Okay. Your mind linked with Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so just don't ask any questions. We are not in the business of bursting Ophme's bubble at any point in time.
Is it just the three of you, or is Sarah included too?
What?
She can include Sarah.
Yeah. What
Louis
did he
says,
say?
"So you're not traveling like for the demigod."
Oh, no.
No.
Not
So,
quite, no.
the way that she grew up believing that Dormir, the god of death, is her father, and we don't want to, burst that bubble because that would probably destroy her. So we just go along with it. And so does
Also,
everyone else.
it does not harm anything for her
That's
to
right.
feel that her parentage is the god of death.
Nothing.
So you're actively lying to her.
We're
No.
actively
Not lying, just omitting.
Lying by omission. To protect her.
Sure.
But just so you know.
You seem cynical.
Don't.
He seems disinterested.
Yes. Okay, well. Click.
Yep.
Okay. So in the meantime, Orion's just hanging out. He's chatterboxing.
I was say, I feel like
The two of
Is
them are
he-
just chatting it up.
So how's it going? Ophme's
Oh, you know.
catching him up on everything that's happened since the Bachelorette.
He says, "What? Mother won't even let me read your scrolls. This is amazing. I should come around more often."
You should.
You absolutely should.
Well, I have things I do. I am pretty popular.
You are very popular. You're very
I'm suffering
important.
from success.
He's like, what? Do you want the sun? Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I have to do my job.
Actually, I could do without the sun, but you know.
I mean, you only have
Oh,
to
have you
bring
spoke
it.
to Mother recently? He turns to Amelia.
Yes. Speaking of,
That was a weird look.
Ooh.
I do have a question.
Shoot, I'll try and answer.
Okay. Do your mother and Retris have a... I imagine they have a history just because they've both been around for so long, but is there a history that is known about why there's such tension between them?
And he makes that sound for a while, and he bloops out of existence.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
few
take that as a
moments.
yes.
Amelia looks at
Love avoiding
Ophame.
responsibilities.
Amelia looks at Ophame and she's like, sorry, I didn't know that was going to, make that happen, so...
No, you're good. He, like I said, does love avoiding responsibilities, so
Mm-hmm.
he stayed around longer than usual,
He did, which is interesting.
and I feel like
Few
I
moments pass as you're
intrigued.
speaking, where he bloops back in. He says, "Okay, so Father's busy."
Oh.
So from what I can tell,
He's like, I have to make sure that I'm not gonna get my ass ripped by my dad. 1 second.
Just picturing him like floating in a crisscross with his arm like on his
Yep.
chin, like let me tell you.
He's like, okay, so
Oh
actually
my
really
God.
interesting.
it's actually really cool, but I have to make sure no one was listening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but forewarning, you did not hear this from me. Don't know where you heard from, but not me.
Not
Got
you.
it?
I
Got
don't know
it.
what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything.
See, I knew I liked you. All right. So, apparently, a long time ago, before I was around, I know, terrible, but
Awful times.
Mother and Retris got into a bit of a tiff, and by tiff I mean a centuries-long thing. It ended with Retris being devastated, and she's made it her mission ever since to try and piss Mother off. But it's been quite interesting because then, obviously, she married my dad, and my dad is her son, and it gets really complicated after that. But the point is, yeah, they fucking hate each other. It's really fun whenever we get together.
Do you know why she was devastated?
Oh, she fell in love with a mortal, I think? I don't remember her name. I think she's the Waters now. Didn't talk much. Wasn't that interesting?
Retris fell in love with a mortal.
That's what they told me.
And that's why she
Why
hates
was she
mortals now?
devastated?
No, it's mostly because Retris told Mother that she was barely even a goddess. He's making air quotes around it. I don't even know what that means. I just know that she really didn't like that. It caused a bunch of problems after.
Did your mother make the mortal into the waters?
I don't think so. I think Auntie did that. It's unclear. I'd have to ask, and you don't want me to ask.
No, we don't want to do that.
Like Hector?
Oh. Tanera, big lady, she's all shiny. I help her out with the whole sun thing. We're really close. You get the feeling that we're really close is his opinion.
Fair. Oh. Okay. So now for... That had to have been a long time ago then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's all cool
Basically,
now.
what ended up happening with me speaking to your mother recently is Retros essentially tried to indicate that I had not followed my oath, and your mother came to stand behind me. More like in front of me, and then told me to go.
He looks ecstatic. That is so cool. Tell me more. He crisscrosses his face. Or just get all angry. She's really funny when she's angry.
Yes, I don't believe we're on the best terms anymore.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, that's probably more scary for you. You're really squishy.
Yeah.
But hey, look. Retros is like, she holds a grudge forever, but, eventually you'll die and you won't have to deal with it anymore. Right? That's how it works.
I mean, yes. But that is my entire lifespan in which I have to be afraid of a goddess.
Oh, well, you can just be born again. She has to
Yes.
let it go.
I don't know about that, but perhaps.
Listen, I'm pretty
Besides-
sure Mom's got you. You'll be fine.
Yes, it sounds like you've got, as much as you might have to live your life afraid of wretches, you also get to live your life knowing that you've got another goddess that's got your back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to pit gods against one another. I am merely mortal, but
How
Really?
cool is
It
it that
seems
you're
like
pitting gods against
they-
each other?
We're already against each other.
If it makes you feel any better, this is like not even the first time this happened.
it doesn't.
necessarily
But I
about
appreciate you trying. Wait,
Well, not
what?
necessarily about immortal, but like just stuff. They always find something to fight about. I think this millennia is probably this.
Great. Do you have my back as well, Orion?
Yeah. You're fun to be around.
I mean, you don't want me to die.
Nah. But if you did, we could hang out more.
We'll
He's
just
like, he's like,
visit during the dawn more.
I'm a busy guy.
And you only visit during dawn?
No, I kind of just do all types of things. But I have a show this afternoon. And
A
then after
show?
that- yeah.
Kind of
What
show.
type of show?
Well, and he makes his loot appear. Obviously, a show.
Where?
What kinds of places do you perform?
Oh, any tavern.
Which tavern specifically?
Oh, all over. Wherever the spirit is jovial enough, usually I show up.
I'm talking about today.
Oh, today. I believe it's where you call Atlas. It's a really shady joint. A lot of like not great people there, but they're really fun and they know how to drink. I like it there.
Well, let us know when you're doing one in Formonsa.
Well, I can make it happen. You guys don't drink nearly as much, but I'm sure we can find some fun.
It's often because we are traveling,
Mm.
Like
not
I was
necessarily
saying-
by choice.
Like I was saying, if it makes you feel any better, I hope you live a long time so we can party for a long time.
I appreciate it.
Of course. But this place, he points around here, it's like, it's ass.
Yeah, do you know how we can get out of it?
Nowhere.
We need food.
I literally
Right.
just
Right.
like took apart that deer.
Yes, but also it's bloodless, and I don't know how good that's going to taste. So, closest civilization is where?
Bloodless is good. You know we have to drain it before we cut it anyway, right?
Yes, but you often cook meat while it still has blood.
No, you drain it.
Well, I don't know anything, so I.
Have you never seen us hanging meat upside down before?
That's not draining it of the blood.
It's not?
No, you're just removing the entrails.
No, you like let it drip all the blood out.
This conversation is not fitting my vibe.
I'm so confused. I could have sworn that that's what that was.
So, can you understand why I want good food? And she looks at Ori and she's like, please, God, help me. Like,
Well,
I beg.
there are 8 of you, and I can only really transport one person at a time. If that's what you want. But I will
wait.
warn, you might get sick.
Might be
Last
worth
time I
it.
tried it, I got
Stay
sick.
by this temple of Retris.
Okay. Who
I
wants
mean-
to go first? And he zooms around the circle.
Not it.
Also, where do you want to go?
I'll go.
The palace?
Home.
Okay. Ophame volunteered to go first.
She's
Um,
gonna look at. She's gonna say, "I'll go," and then look at Meryl to be like, "Babe, is it okay if I go?"
Okay, if I go first.
Yeah. Can I go next? Is it sure? All right. What is he doing? My cat's being strange. All right.
What is he not?
I love him.
He's multifaceted.
So he puts a hand on your shoulder. He's grinning. He's like he's excited. From your perspective, you feel instantly nauseous, woozy. It feels like
Wonderful.
the world is swirling around you at a millisecond, and then you find yourself in the front steps of the palace.
Wow. Oh.
He doesn't even give you a second to talk to you. He says, "Okay," and he's gone.
He's like, boop. I have other people to grab.
He grabs Meryl next. Who wants to go after?
Amelia will go next.
Okay.
After Amelia, Sarah's gonna force Jor to go next.
Poor guy.
He's gonna fall.
He's gonna be like, wait, I didn't, and then he just bloop, gone. You guys all end up at the front steps of the palace. As soon as Jorah's there, those of you who are there, he does in fact throw up on the steps of the palace.
That's fair.
Ugh.
Nice.
Good thing for Amelia, she was there for that. She's also
Mhm.
prone to throwing up, so maybe she threw up too. Who knows?
No, she's okay. No blood.
All right, cool. All right, one by one, he gets you guys all there. A little worse for wear, but you are there.
You know, it's
When he comes back
trouble
with
we
the
didn't
last
have
one,
to
he goes,
make.
"Whew, didn't even break a sweat."
I knew you wouldn't.
You
I know.
are the best.
Thank you. I know.
This is absolutely fantastic. How do we thank you?
Actually, I don't know.
Do you want me
By
to tell you a
telling everybody
secret?
about our favorite God of the Dawn.
I like that idea. A
Do
secret.
that.
I like secrets.
A secret?
Well, they already know.
Well, can I?
Oh.
Wait, before you tell me this, I really, really, really want to know. But can I tell Umbra?
Yes.
Okay. Ears are open.
Ears are
I
open.
am technically.
Wait, before you say anything, we are on the steps of the palace.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
There are a couple people milling about. Most people who saw you pop into existence out of thin air are a little concerned.
They're like skirting around.
Yeah, they're like, "What the hell?" People are
she
passing by you.
she gets close to Orion and she whispers and she says, tell your mother to allow you to read my scroll from about a month and a half ago. Just a small little excerpt that has to do with Magnus and her.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
Scrolls. That'd be awesome. I won't read ahead, I promise.
Don't read ahead.
Okay. Alright, guys. Have fun. And party hard. And disappears.
Party hard.
Party hard.
He's my favorite NPC.
He's great. He's a
He's here
vibe.
for a good time.
We love him.
He's quite literally the life of the party.
As soon
Real.
as you said they felt a tap on their shoulder, I said,
Same.
I know who taps shoulders.
I love how that's how Orion likes to introduce himself. He's like, "Oh hey, what's up?
He's like, hey,
I'm here." All right. So now you're plopped on the steps of the palace. There are a few nobles, servants who are going back and forth into and out of the city. As you know, there's a few yards away the actual front gates that lead out into the main city. Um, but yeah, no one knows you're here because they didn't know when you would get here.
Amelia kind of like goes up to a guard and she goes, could you and one other guard that you trust go and tell the queen and the prince that her council has arrived back to the palace?
He stands straight, does his small bow. That's what they always do, and then does so. And with that, we're gonna have our little break.
Ooh. Okay, guys, we're gonna be back
Right
in
back.
Back in like
5,
5-ish
10
minutes.
minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, BRB, guys. Yep. Yep. Nope. I think they would like kind of walk into like the yeah. Amelia will follow. Basically, she's not like any queen you've ever met. It is funny though. All of the guards are like, I like being able to navigate the hallways and actually know what's going on. We had some help. Nothing that I have not already disclosed to you. What do these lights look like? Okay. Okay. Yeah, my microphone's working. Y'all's Discord isn't. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Hold, please. Okay, talk again.
Testing.
Yep, you're good.
Load up.
Okay, so fissures.
Yeah. There have been
um,
sightings of these strange fissures throughout the lands of Formosa, and that is what the queen is telling her council quite right now. As she tells you this information, she puts down the paperwork that she was looking at, um, and she folds her hands and looks to you. She looks a bit baffled, um, but for the most part, the same as when you left her. Rin, for the most part, seems unbothered most of the time, so it's not too shocking for you.
is there anything that you would like us to do with said fissures?
Right now, I will ask that you simply rest, but soon, and by soon, within the next few days, I'd like you to go to one of these fissures and see what you can ascertain. The gods I've sent, while they do their best, are not as skilled with magic as you are. Also, I would go myself, but as we know, there are many things that draw my attention that I simply cannot leave.
You know, being queen and all.
Of course. Were there
It's like,
specific colors coming out of the fissures, or was it all just light?
Seems the colors vary. I don't know if they're based off of anything particular, but they seem to vary. We do also have an individual being brought here for questioning, an elder man from the north. His village says that he fell down said fissure, and they brought him back up, though now his mind is gone.
Meaning he has no memory, or there is nothing behind his eyes?
They did not specify. I hope to see to him myself when he gets here.
However, we can assist. We are here for you.
Well, I'm encouraged to hear that, of course. However, I know you've had a very long journey, a very busy journey.
Speaking of diplomacy, both Sarlona and Atlas wish to speak with you in peace.
Delightful. I'm happy to hear it. I'll send messages as soon as possible.
You might be able to guide the both of them because they are fairly young in their rule, but also had familial obstacles like you did.
I see. See what I can do.
So whatever advice about speaking to nobility and how to establish your rule, I imagine they would take the advice.
I've already been in communications with Anna. I don't see why I could not as well with this scenario.
Speaking of Sarlona, and she looks over her shoulder, this is Louis. He is one of the princes of Sarlona who will now be traveling with us for a period of time.
She looks past you to look at Louis, and he is trying to make himself look smaller. She says, "Don't be afraid. Stand tall, young man." Says, he tries to. Says, "You did not stay in the land of your birth to claim the throne?" me staying would simply cause more problems. So I'm traveling with your council, it seems. She nods. Will you be a problem? Just no. No, I don't intend to. Just good. Then you are welcome in Formonsa. Do behave yourself. He just nods and backs up a bit. He ends up backing up a little bit too much into one of the guards. And the guard just pushes him a little bit forward.
Sarah's gonna like go over and like kind of like wrap her arm around him like bro like and be like, see, I told you she was cool.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this poor guy.
Just, wow. As far as that, you all free to go. Jorah, I'm surprised to see you. The council. Are you well? Just, me, Your Majesty, I'm great. He's sweating. He just threw up not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm great. Just, right. Sarah, please see to it that your brother goes to the infirmary.
Right away.
And it's good as well to see you. Meryl. She nods. Says, have you had contact with your people in recent? No, Your Majesty. She nods, says, it's a shame. Well, when you do, let me know. Of course. I'm sure there are others you wish to speak with and not about business. So if there's not anything else, you're free to go.
Amelia kind of like nods and doesn't really like meet her eyes.
She knows.
She knows.
She knows. You know she knows.
Mhm.
She knows you know she knows you know.
Yeah, she knows that I know that she knows for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Sarah's gonna bow like 90 degrees and lead Jorah out.
He tries to bow, but he stumbles a bit as you like are forcing
goodness.
him out the door.
I'll bow and then kind of nod at Louis to come with me.
He is more than eager to leave this room.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine why.
Also bows and then grabs Meryl to walk out.
Okay. Maharel is gonna tag along for a bit. Okay. What do
So
you
I
guys
guess
like to do?
Amelia probably leaves last because there's
Really?
nobody else to leave with.
Amelia.
That wasn't intentional.
Yes, Your Majesty.
No need to linger in the doorway. Come back in.
She's like facing towards the hallway and she's gonna like close her eyes and then she's gonna nod and like turn around and be like, yes?
So who should I direct my questions at? Yourself or my son?
Depends on the questions.
I see. So being evasive. That works for me.
Way to start out with your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't intentional.
She leans back in her chair and folds her hands.
It was I mean, you've known, I mean, and she's like stumbling over like, her
Oh,
words,
she's
like,
she's
crazy.
letting her dig this hole as much as she
Yep.
wants. So go for it.
But I don't know like the formalities and everything. We've never had a wedding in Formonsa of that scale, and I mean, um, we thought we were gonna die, or one of us was going to die, or I don't. What were your questions?
Well, firstly, you are correct. I've not been the best example in certain circumstances. However, I simply want to know when and were you interested in, well, a formal announcement to the people at large. I don't mean to scare you off, if that's even possible at this point. However, much in the same way that I do not solely belong to me, I belong to my people. Magnus is the same, and so will you, eventually.
I don't know how comfortable I am with. You know that I would do anything for Formonsa and these people. I just don't know how comfortable I am yet going out into society as a princess, when I am still trying to help the world heal a little bit. So I'm not asking for forever to not tell the people, but a little bit of time so that I can continue to travel with my party, I suppose, unhindered by the people of Formonsa.
She sits up in her chair and looks at you. She says, "Would you like my response as your queen? Or would you like my response as me?"
As you? Both? Can I have both? I don't know. All of it? Please help.
Says, all right. As your queen, the announcement of an engagement would raise morale. It would suit the people. They would be happy. They'd have something to look forward to, a royal wedding. Something that would ease them in this trying time. As me, you take as much time as you need, but know that time is finite.
I think I'd be okay with them knowing that we are engaged, but perhaps not necessarily that I am already his wife.
Well, I wasn't aware of the second bit. Well, thank you for letting me know. You may go. I won't hold you any longer.
Her mouth is agape. I thought
You don't slip.
I thought that Magnus had told you.
No. In fact, he didn't tell me. Very conspicuously, so I knew something was wrong. I'm sorry to have put you through that, my dear. Old habits.
If it is any consolation, she's like, oh shit. If it is absolutely any consolation, there has been no physical wedding. It's been more soul connection, and Celia was the officiant and blessed it.
Interesting. I haven't
So
spoken to Celia in quite some time.
Onyx was there too.
Very.
You could talk to him about it.
Onyx was there as well.
Mm-hmm. I think I should leave before I make this worse.
Rest assured, I am not angry with you, Amelia.
Great.
Her smile is that of someone who is in fact angry, but not at you.
She's. Ooh, someone's in trouble.
Speaking of, do you know where Magnus is?
She seems to think about it. Either he is in his study, or he has made a trip to the academy. He's been doing that quite often.
Have Lydia and Dante improved in actions?
Well, I apologize, I do not know the details, so if nothing has passed my desk since the last we spoke, so I hope the answer is no.
Okay. It was lovely seeing you. Please let us know if we can do anything about said fissures.
I will keep you up to date.
She's gonna like bow and then kind of like scurry out of the room.
The bow so low that her hands touch her toes.
Yeah, and then she's gonna like connect with Magnus, and she's gonna be like, hello dear, where are you literally right at this moment?
Oh, well, currently, the academy.
Great,
I'm
can
looking at
you...
Lydia right now.
Great, could you come back to the palace just momentarily? I am here.
You're here
Yes.
already?
Very long story short. We had help, shortcuts. Can you get to the palace?
Yes, yeah, I can, of course, yeah.
Good, good, very good. I may or may not have fucked up. So just get here whenever you can.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, I fucked up.
Ooh, I fucked up.
She,
I love that
they had a better relationship than that. What the fuck? Okay.
well, I love that we get a hint of how Rin like grills people. she even apologized. Like, I'm sorry I did use that on you.
She's like,
My
you
bad.
dig your own hole.
She's like, I know that you're not used to me being like this, and my son probably is. However, I needed the information that just came out of your mouth, so.
Okay. When you're back home, what do you guys choose to do?
Sarah's gonna take Jord to the infirmary.
Okay.
I
He's got the sweats,
do,
he's shaking. He's having
Yeah.
a tough time.
do want it known that I feel like Ophime was listening outside of the door.
Sure.
Hear Amelia dig her grave.
I can
Unfortunately, that
see
was the
that
only
happening.
time that Sarah did
Yeah,
not
yeah.
eavesdrop because
She'd
she
be
was given a
so
direct
upset.
order. She was given a direct order by the queen, and I don't think she has the balls to not do that.
The
Not
dally
comply.
at all.
To dally it even a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like Sarah probably saw Ophime like hanging out at the door and was like took a step to Ophime and was like, shit. Keep me updated.
I love that. Okay. So if May heard all of that, knowing her stealth abilities, it's likely she got out of the way as soon as Amelia left and furiously mind called Magnus.
Not furiously, just like hectically.
I meant furious and not angry, furious and like,
Oh, like just like
all over the place.
Like,
speed dialing the hell out of it.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right.
Like,
So
oh, in
if
that case,
Sarah-
yes.
When Sarah takes Jorah to the infirmary, they immediately see him and go, "Ugh,
Oh no.
he's back." He lays down on one of the cots, and he says, "Hey guys." And one of them says, "We've got it from here. He'll be fine."
I feel like Sarah is like,
the first time.
No, it's not.
Sarah's like, okay, it's time for full rehabilitation, you dumbass. Okay, I was feeling bad for you. Now I'm not.
With withdrawal and detox.
At least twice before, I think. Jorah's not speaking anymore.
I guess send word when he's meh.
Right. We'll let you know.
Thank you. I apologize for this.
They wave you off. It's like, it's fine. He was our commander at one point.
Oh,
That's
the heart.
Oh my god.
Sad.
You let it fall from grace.
Oh.
I want
Okay.
to throw up. I don't like this.
At this point in time, Sarah is going to make a mental vow to herself that she is going to make him better. Whatever the cost, she is going to fix him.
Not her I can fix him complex coming out with her brother.
That's crazy. Okay. Does Sarah go toward anybody, going looking for anybody at this point, or?
I think what she's gonna do is she's gonna go to probably her room,
Okay.
and she's gonna try meditating.
Okay.
oh, shoot, nuggets.
What?
I just thought of something. Nothing. Keep going.
Fear.
Ominous,
Okay.
but this time it's not me.
Nothing. Well, you know, Callie is walking around with Louis, and Callie doesn't have rooms in the castle.
No,
No,
it's with their father. In the basement.
in the basement.
Hey Dad, I brought a guy home.
Can't wait for this interaction.
Oh my god.
So Sarah is meditating in her room.
He's like, you went on one adventure. What the hell is this?
Brought back a boy.
She can have Anna's
A
own room.
vampire? I probably do need to get rooms in the castle and not live in the basement.
I
They
doubt
can
that
have
Callie.
Anna. They can have Anna and Finn's old room.
Yeah.
Rooms.
Not that Callie what?
I doubt that Callie would think of that.
No,
She would
not
think
at
to
all.
go home.
For sure,
Going home
100%.
means.
She's
So is
just,
that
like,
where she's going?
absent-minded? She's just gonna like absent-mindedly be walking, and I guess talking to Louis about the things they see as they pass by about the castle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She'll be like, that's where I blew something up for the first time. That's where.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just be in front of your, like, the basement doors and be like,
Yeah.
oh.
I'm gonna introduce you to my dad. Is that okay?
Crazy work, but I love it.
Mhm.
So you end up at the door, I'd say, of the basement. Before you realize.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
She's gonna look at Louis and be like, "Oh, so this is where the shop is, as well as my father and adoptive siblings." And like as she's saying out loud, she's like realizing, like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Thinking of Pete Davidson, that one thing where he said, "Oh, you have a dad? What's that like?"
That's cool. What's that like?
But what he actually does is just like eyebrow up a little bit, like, okay. And then he says, aren't you wanting to go in?
Yeah,
Or-
totally. I don't know how much you know about his Tobias. He is deaf, so he only speaks sign language. So he does read lips, but I'd be happy to interpret any conversation for you.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So,
All right.
and she's gonna open the door and walk inside.
Tobias is pretty much where you left him. He's at his workshop table. He's tinkering. He's got a little light. So he can work on whatever he's working on now. Obviously he doesn't hear you come in.
Mm-hmm. He's going to walk up, kind of not like directly behind him, but kind of around, so he can kind of see that there's someone there before she taps him on the shoulder.
Okay. Callie taps him on the shoulder. He looks up and he does like a double take, and it's almost instantaneous. He wraps her in a hug.
Oh.
And she's just gonna like take a big sigh and give him a hug.
She relaxed into her dad.
Yeah.
After a bit, he's holding like her shoulders and pushes her back so he can look at her, and he's grinning and he signs. He says, "So soon? I didn't expect you back so soon. I'm happy you're here, but."
Yeah, obviously she'll sign back. Or actually she'll probably speak audibly and sign at the same time since Louis there. So that way he can know what they're saying. And she's gonna say, yes, took some very interesting shortcuts. And she's gonna like, I guess, spell it out with her hands because she doesn't know how to sign the word portal. Like, I don't know if she would know how to sign that word.
Probably not.
Yeah, and so she's gonna say, like, we took a portal from Sarlona to the north of Formonsa, and then Orion showed up and gave us a ride home. So that's the very, very short of it.
He's gonna fixate on the portal bit. This is a portal. How is that possible? Can I see it?
I knew you'd be interested. It's
a little bit far from here.
Yeah. Before I keep talking, she's gonna like kind of point over to Louis, and be like, "This is Louis. He is from Sarlona, and he is the Queen's brother, the prince, and he's decided to travel with us for a while. And I was walking him around the palace, and we just ended up back here. So wanted to introduce you."
He gives
He's
squinty
taking
eyes.
this all in. No, he's just taking this all in. He looks between you two for a bit. And Louis says, hello, Tobias, was it? It's, a pleasure. There's a beat. Tobias signs. Well, I was not expecting her to bring someone back.
Let a little boy.
He wouldn't say that.
He's thinking it.
He wouldn't say it though. He's too polite. Says, are you a tinkerer as well?
Oh, he tinkers.
Oh my god, please. Louis looks to Callie like, help, because he signed all of that.
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
No.
She will
Power play.
kind of look at him like, okay, and
She's like, Dad, you're
say,
being weird.
he asked if you were a tinkerer as well.
No, sir. I
Yes, what are you?
I'm I'm
Poor guy.
he struggles for a bit to figure out what he wants to say, and he ends up settling on, I'm just Louis.
He's trying to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
Sweet boy.
Tobias speaks as, well, it's nice to meet you, just Louis. And he holds out his hand to shake it.
I can't. My heart.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You see Louis hesitate, but then he reaches out his hand and they shake hands. If Tobias noticed anything, you can't tell.
Great.
He says, he signs to Callie. Well, little ones missed you. I know they did. But Rin has had them at the academy as of recent. So
Good
Why
for
is
them.
it at the
they
academy?
won't be back for a bit.
Okay. Well, there is
Rin said, these
one-
kids need education.
Gosh dang it.
Get these kids to school.
especially with Callie gone. I feel
Yeah.
like she would have been teaching them, but like with her gone.
Tobias isn't doing it.
Yeah.
He's busy.
There is one
busy.
some more information about the and she's gonna like spell out the word portal again. And
Meryl.
what?
I said, get him in touch with Meryl.
Meryl's like,
yeah.
I am also intrigued by them. Yes.
Yes. So what was happening is Meryl was studying a mirror that is, or not a mirror, a portal that is south of Formonsa, and it was working in the sense that they were kind of like tossing things through, but nothing was coming back. And Dora drunkenly stepped
damn it,
through,
Dora.
and Meryl went in after him, and they actually ended up in Salona. So we were able to go to them, and while we were there, I had sort of a memory that was, I guess, not sent to me, but that
Shown.
I was connected with the portal there and the earth, and I found out that only one made it through that portal alive, and it was me as a baby, and that I am from Salona, and we also believe that I am a half-elf as well. And the reason that my parents were not also through the portal is because the king at the time had and she's gonna like kind of like close her eyes because the memory is like back in her brain, and she's gonna like kind of take a shaky deep breath and say like, the king
destroyed everything and everyone except for me.
He's like taking all of this in. And he holds his hands out and takes yours. You see he's struggling with what to say, but he says it with his voice. He says, well, I know that must have been unimaginably difficult for you to witness, Callie. I'm sorry you had to, but you know that I'm always here, and either way, I'm sad that they didn't get to have the pleasure of you, but I'm glad you found me.
She's gonna look at him, and there's gonna be like tears streaming down her face. And she's just gonna pull him into another hug and just say, I love you so much. And wouldn't trade it for the world.
He hugs her back. Good dad vibes.
Big dad vibes.
Louis is backed up toward the door. He's like, I don't know if I should be here. But
You need good dad vibes too. Get in
he
here.
does. If anyone's in need of good dad vibes. But yeah.
Considering his dad is in fact the one that
Killed her parents, yeah.
No,
Well, technically that wasn't his dad either.
I was gonna say that wasn't
True,
his
you're right.
dad.
Oh, that's
Does he know
true.
his dad?
Does he what?
Does he know his dad?
He does.
Is
Great.
his dad still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm.
we know who his dad is?
Nope.
He never told
Hmm.
us.
It was never pertinent information.
Anyway,
Anyway, back to our scene. He pulls back, and then goes back to signing. Says, I know this is a lot. Feel free to take however much time you need to deal with it, but always know that I'm here. Alright?
thank you.
Your friend seems nervous in the corner.
She's just gonna kind of like laugh, and be like, he's new to all of this, and he's had a really hard life.
Especially the physical affection type thing.
All of it.
Yep. Compassion, understanding, empathy.
He says, do you think he'd run scared if I tried to hug him?
Most definitely. I don't think he's ready for that yet.
Good, because I wasn't going to try. Well, I'm glad you're back. However long you want to stay, I'm here if you need me. But do tell me more about this portal. There's-
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't-
Meryl is here, so you are happy to ask her all of the questions that I do not have the answers to, because I truly know nothing about it.
And he like nods. You see him thinking the wheels are turning. I'll send up a missive to the queen. Hopefully she
Sounds
can make
great.
that happen. Okay. Well, go find your friends and take care of the strange one.
Yes, I need to find him some rooms or something.
I love you, daughter.
I love you too, Dad.
He like does this thing.
Don't
He's
think-
like a ritual
yeah.
thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's like a ritual thing he does every time he gets ready to work on something. He does the clap, rubs hands together, and goes
Oh
to it.
God!
He does it every
what a
time.
dad.
I love it.
Every time. Without
She's
fail.
just gonna like quietly watch him, like smiling, just because she hadn't seen it in a while.
Mhm.
Aw.
And then turn and tell Louis like, all right, let's go back.
Louis like, is the clapping thing like a part of your culture? I don't.
Is it magic or something?
Why are there
Damn, it
so
is.
many?
When you guys are walking up together, he's quiet for a long time. He says, your dad seems nice.
Nice is definitely a word to describe Tobias. He is. I don't know where I would be without him.
Should have met Nihilus. That would have been cuckoo bananas.
That would have been a wild ride. Tobias is the level-headed one, so,
Yep.
so that's what you got. But Louis he grows quiet and gets contemplative as you guys walk over to the guest rooms. Try and find something for him. What is Ophame up to?
I feel like her and Meryl would probably be trying to figure out where Dante is.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to decide if they would go to the school or just wait. They're probably, I guess, just waiting for him to get home.
How far is the school?
It's walking distance.
Yeah, it's like in the city. A little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah, but I also feel like they wouldn't want to like disturb his studies. Like if he was actually in class, they wouldn't want to like,
Yoink him.
yeah.
You need to yoink him during fourth period.
Does he
Then I
go?
guess
Is his
probably
room
just
the same room that Ophme and Meryl had?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah,
Back
so
eventually.
probably
So he's just
gonna get some snackies. Cause
Some cheese and cheese.
It's
some
funny.
cheese.
She is like, I have been wanting good cheese for months.
This is they probably have like this one specific type of cheese that like because even longer than a few months because they were lit in
Yep.
Atlas like
Yeah, you guys were in Atlas for we met you there, so
yeah, so like I'm sure Formonsa has like, or at least the castle has like a signature cheese or something that
I feel like Formonsa would.
is like, oh my god, like I've been
What a
needing
time
this.
to be alive.
As we know
So,
from
yeah.
Magnus, Atlas is more known for their pastries.
Hey,
True.
but I'm sure they have some sort of special cheese.
Alright.
So I guess getting cheese and snacks while waiting for their son.
Okay. Sounds good. Was Sarah trying to focus on anything in particular when she went to meditate?
I'm gonna say that she was just kind of meditating for like regular, just like meditating slash like also like meditating on Hecta at the same time of like kind of just like help me figure out what to do with him because Hecta's the only goddess that she really like knows besides Celia and is probably the only one that she feels comfortable like quote unquote praying to.
Okay.
So she's probably like doing that.
Okay.
Slash like just trying to figure out everything, including the fissures, like everything.
You focus on Hecta's energy as much as you can. And much like before, when in your waking moments, you don't get like a verbal response at all. But you do get like flashes of these images of the fissures. It varies in color, different landscapes, all types. What you do feel is you feel the magic around it, but more so than that, you feel magic. You feel magic as though it is a living thing, like it is like a heartbeat. Like it feels like the earth itself is alive with the magic.
definitely feels what's the word? Like how do I word this? Kind of like the magic is coming back, but like in a like it feels like stretch marks, right?
Comparison.
Like that's how I don't know. I think that's how Sarah is seeing it, is that it's stretch marks of the world or of Formonsa. Like the magic is coming in so quickly that the Formonsa can't handle it,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's fissuring.
Sure. That's how she
Okay.
wants to understand it. Yeah.
Because that's kind of what Hector was telling her before, is that the magic is coming in a lot. Am I right? Like, is that what I remember her saying?
There's.
Is my memory correct?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
you're on the right track. I'll
Okay.
say that. There
Cool.
you
And
go.
that is Sarah's understanding of what's going on.
Okay. But that's all you seem to glean
Okay.
from your meditation.
Cool.
In the meantime, Amelia is she in the foyer, front steps? Where is she at?
She's in the foyer, like pacing.
Okay. When Magnus returns, he comes in a carriage, the decked out one that he usually has because he's the prince. When he does return, he returns with his group of guards, as well as little Lydia and Dante. He walks briskly up the steps into the front door, and immediately as he sees Amelia, he walks straight toward her, wraps her in a hug. He says, "What happened?"
She's gonna like look over his shoulder and be like see Dante and Lydia and be like, um, the queen said that no papers have crossed her desk since the last time, so I appreciate both of your actions in order to maintain some decorum of some kind.
Lydia comes forward, and she looks like she wants to hug you, but she's trying to seem cool. So she says, "Yeah, because, you know, just hung out, just did the work, it's fine."
Amelia's gonna like roll her eyes and laugh a little bit, and then she's gonna be like, I'm sorry, dear, but you simply will never be able to not hug me after such a long bout. And then she's gonna like pull her in for a hug.
Okay, she's gonna pretend to be annoyed. Oh my god, okay, fine. But she's clinging to you. She
Um,
definitely missed you a lot.
she's gonna like whisper so that like nobody else really hears, and she's not trying to embarrass her, but she's gonna be like, I am proud of you, dear.
She doesn't say anything. You see her smile a little bit. She's like, okay, now that we're done, lovey-dovey.
Mm-hmm. She turns to Dante and she says, perhaps you and Lydia could go speak to Ophime and Meryl? I imagine they're waiting for you somewhere in the palace.
They're here? Good. Dante, one-track mind. He immediately starts walking. Lydia has to run to catch up.
She's gonna like wink at Lydia when she's going away.
Okay.
She's gonna turn to Magnus and be like, is there somewhere more private?
Sure, yes. He like turns to his guards, it's like a hand signal that they disperse. And he leads you over up in several halls to get to the main rooms that he resides in. You've been here before many a time, but he doesn't have guards
Yeah, I
at the
have.
doors
I'm kidding.
anymore.
um,
He doesn't have
We
guards
love it.
posted anymore. And he lets you in. He says, "You're really scaring me. What
okay, it's
happened?"
not. I mean, it's scary if you interpret it as scary. I don't think that it is, though.
Okay, but your vagueness does not make me feel
Why
any
did you
better.
not tell your mother that we have
But you
been
told
wed?
me not to. You told me not to.
What? No, I didn't.
Did.
No, I
You kept it a
didn't.
secret.
No.
I kept it a secret.
I literally communicated with you mentally after and said that your mother was potentially onto something, so I had apologized for that.
Well, after that point, it had been a while, and I knew that if I brought it up at that point,
I
it would
had been
still not go over well.
investigated by your mother the second that I came back into the city.
I apologize for that.
Anyways,
But
she knows now.
she knows. Yeah, exactly. She knows now.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is good. I think this is great.
You are taking this very calmly for someone who has been raised by your mother.
I assure you, I'm not calm. This man is just anxiety with legs.
Ugh.
Okay. To be fair, I do think she's a little bit more irritated that Onyx was present and didn't say anything to her.
Oh, that's perfect. She'll be angry with him for far longer than she can ever be angry with you or me.
Correct, because you are kind of like her little golden boy thing.
What?
Oh, dear. You have to know.
He has to process this. Like, what?
It's okay. It's just you're an only child. So sibling dynamics are complex, so it's fine that you never had to experience those.
We will shelve that for now.
I don't know. I'm
It's
flustered.
fine. It's fine.
I'm
We'll shelve
flustered.
it. Well, what did she say to you?
Long, basically that she wanted to know whether she should announce the engagement to the people or not. And I said that I would be okay if she announced an engagement, but perhaps not tell everyone that I am already your wife. And then she figured out that I am your wife, so you know,
Right.
yeah. So
That wouldn't be ideal. But you're on board with announcing the engagement. That's good.
did you think that I wouldn't?
I thought you'd probably want more time to think about it.
I don't have to necessarily think about people knowing that I am in fact tied to you.
Well, I thought more for the reason that once that happens, a lot of things will change, and not just here. I know you don't like being nobility, but suddenly you'll be even more nobility than you've ever comprehended.
Which I understand to the best of my capability.
Right.
The only thing is that I don't want a physical wedding until things have died down, because people can have the knowledge that perhaps you are engaged but might not know me just yet, and I have things that I do need to do for the Queen and the kingdom and, by association, pretty much the world, and I don't want other people to get in the way of that mission.
All right.
But I love you, and I do not regret anything that we have done. I don't feel like what I need to do is finished yet.
Fine. I get it. Sure. Whenever you're ready.
But we can announce the engagement.
Do you plan to be in Formonsa for a time?
Your mother wants us to go look at the fissures,
Yes.
but I imagine we would want to stay in Formonsa for a little while.
All right. We'll figure something out for the official announcement. I'm sure whenever Mother is done dealing with Onyx, she'll want to get on that.
Amelia's gonna, like, go to him and, like, take his face into her hands and be like, hey, I do love you, but I enjoy that we are allowed a little bit of a moment to just be Amelia and Magnus and not
Future King and Queen of Formonsa.
right.
The wait.
That.
Right. No, I'm trying not to be upset. I'm not upset at you. I think I'm just upset in a more general sense.
I mean, you do have to kind of take it as a win that, because I really do kind of hate nobility, but I have a deep care for you and your family. So if that is the family that I am going to represent, I am okay with that.
Okay.
I hope she's just a little bit more frustrated with Onyx than she is with us.
I hope so as well. Have you seen him?
Onyx? No.
That's good. That's good, actually.
Since telling your mother? No.
Hi. Alright. So he seems calmed. Ow!
Your cat sticks her
Fuck.
claws in you.
He was trying to get the cord for my headphones, and he went for it and got my hand.
Nice.
Anyway, I'll deal with it in a sec. Yeah. So he seems calmed by this a bit. He's a little bit still upset, but he's trying to be like, it's fine. Move past it. I want to pivot lastly to Meryl and Ofume with the teens.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Alright. So, you have your cheese. Meryl and Ofume are in their room talking. Mostly Meryl talking about the portal. She's very excited about them. She hasn't yet heard from the Queen with Tobias' interest. But you don't hear a knock because knowing Dante, he listens and then he comes in. That's it. He doesn't knock.
He says, yes, this is Prime.
Do I
This is
need
good.
to receive information, or do I need to just walk in?
Okay. He will simply walk in. Lydia's Says, you have to knock before you go indoors. We've talked about this. He doesn't even address it. He says, you're back. Meryl immediately is up and hugging him. He's stock still. He doesn't make her go away. He's just stock still.
He's like, she needs
Ofme
this, I
gives
guess.
him like a look because I feel like this is probably something that happens often. Is that Ofme's like, you can hug her back, give her what she needs.
For this hug. Let her have this. He does. It's always stiff.
That's fair.
Um,
She gives him like a little nod, like, thank you, good job.
She starts looking him over, making sure he's fine. He's fine. The biggest difference about him is that he's no longer wearing all black. He's wearing a uniform.
Ooh.
Wow.
With color?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep.
Has he, like, grown taller a little bit or anything?
He was already much taller than Ofame and Meryl, so maybe to them it wouldn't seem like he got too much taller. But I guess to our normal height individuals, yes, you would be able to tell he did get a bit taller again.
Yeah.
I didn't need that clarification.
Sorry.
By the time he was 12, he was already taller than both of them.
I'm
Susie
sorry.
boy is growing up.
He's hitting his next growth spurt.
And Lydia is average height.
Yep.
Is the, I guess, transformation gonna make him, like, even taller than he normally would have been?
A part of the transformation makes it like it's like super soldier, like I told you.
Yeah.
So basically, whatever ideal peak it would be for his body, that's what he would get. Because otherwise, without it, he'd probably be still lanky and tall. He probably wouldn't be as buff or anything later on, mostly because he was so malnourished as a child.
That's sad.
I just know that
Now he
like
won't have that.
a lot of parents, when they don't see their kid, even for like a couple days, they're like, "Did they get bigger?"
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they got taller.
He did.
Um. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, Ofme is just going to like, you know, while Meryl's doing her physical appraisal, she's just gonna like look over him.
Injured.
And try and like collect herself and be like, oh, okay. And how have your studies gone since last we spoke?
The paperwork, as they put it, is taxing. I much prefer the outdoor activities.
That is understandable. However, from what I have heard, you cannot have one without the other, so
Your mind must
unfortunately,
be as sharp as your dagger.
there you go.
There we go.
Everybody's gonna steal that. She just hears Sarah's voice pop in her head.
You hear Sarah's voice from somewhere else. Don't say
It's like,
that. Okay.
Sarah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Gonna yoink that.
He wasn't really believing what you said at first, but then he kind of listens to that bit and says, I'll take this into consideration.
She's gonna look at Lydia next and just be like, has he been staying in line?
He hasn't killed anyone yet and has not injured anyone in at least 2 weeks.
Wow.
Impressive. And how have you been faring?
I think I've been good. Been fine.
Everybody's gonna look over at Dante for his assessment.
The girls that call themselves her friends do not like me.
some shitty friends.
And now?
Say I look scary. I do not believe I am scary.
I mean,
He's like, actually, I'm okay that they think I look scary. They should be intimidated consistently.
They're like, oh
Well-
my god, why is he here? He's like, I like him. I'm keeping him.
uh,
It's very Lilo and Stitch vibes.
It
Mhm.
is.
God, I don't even know how.
Mhm. What else do they want to talk to him about? It's been a minute.
I know. Have you had any lingering side effects from everything?
I feel stronger. And I hear things.
Do you hear things like you have enhanced hearing, or
He kind of looks off to the middle distance. And Meryl looks worried. And he focuses back on you. He says, no. Screams.
I see.
See, and I was about to make a joke that Lydia's like, damn straight, he's super strong. You know, whatever, but
We took a
I'm
turn.
gonna leave that.
Ooh, I see.
He doesn't seem upset,
disturbed.
but he's always kind of level. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah. We um we had quite the journey to get here. While your mother was studying the portal, there was an event that ended up with her actually rather close to us in Sarlona, through the portal, and although it seemed at first to be one-sided, she was able to get it going again, and we were able to come back through the portal to a middle distance, in North Formonsa instead of the southern portal that she was originally working on, and we ended up in the original Temple of Retris, where apparently whoever started our family and built our home had modeled it after, which makes me wonder if there are more subsects of Retris followers that also did the same thing, and there are more families out there. I'm not sure what to make of it at this moment.
The gate. See if there's more of us.
There possibly are. However, when I was able to speak with Dormea. Although I guess I only asked specifically about our family, and he said we were the only survivors. But perhaps there are other families that we could seek out.
He seems to like be thinking about it. He's like turning it over in his head. Lydia pipes up and says, you're planning to just go up north and just look haphazardly?
No,
Dante says, of course not. We are excellent trackers.
we don't do anything haphazardly, dear. But also, there are many tasks that need to be done for the kingdom and for the queen that take precedence. However, this would be something that possibly in our free time we could figure out, especially as Meryl continues to learn more about these portals and potentially how to get them running longer without using as much energy.
Lydia looks concerned, but then you see her look like a light bulb just goes off on top of her head. She says, does this mean I get to get out of going to school? I can help.
No, like I said,
I can!
we
I promise
will-
I can help.
you can absolutely help. However, not at the detriment of your studies.
Dante says, I too tire of enduring this academy.
And yet, you were the one that expressed interest. We are not quitters. We finish what we start. And you started this, so you shall finish it.
And I thought we were a family of trying to be the best at everything.
Jeez, here we go. He actually grumbles at this. You've not ever heard him grumble at you before.
Ophme throws a dagger at him.
He catches it and throws it against the wall. Offhand. Like it's normal.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
Just like, excuse me?
Fine for now. Leia says, well, for today, Magnus got us out of classes, so if you need help, by all means, ask me. I'd be more than happy. And I'm sure Dante will say yes too, right? There is a pause. And he says, sure. Just see? We can help.
Meryl, is there anything you need help with?
At this point, there's a knock at the door. Dante immediately has his hand on his dagger at his hip, but Lydia opens it just to crack. It's a messenger. Excuse me, Her Highness, Her Majesty the Queen. This is for Meryl. Just a little slip of paper. And Lydia will take it, and he scurries off. Meryl walks across from him and takes it and reads it. Oh. Well, Tobias seems interested in the portals. And I will need help. So I suppose, and as she's speaking, Lydia's like, yes. Yes. I suppose you can help, but only if you don't touch anything and you listen. Just, of course, I can do that. On top of my class. Just, I don't doubt it.
And maybe check with Amelia before you say she can help.
You think Meryl won't do that?
I don't know.
But yeah. She looks over to Elfmaid to make sure, like, is it fine that they go and do this?
I will find the others and see what our next move is, but if there's nothing else dire, we will try to meet you all down there.
Hey. Oh, come on. And she's like ushering them, which is kind of comical. This tiny lady ushering these tall people out of the room. But they go. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right. That was a wonderful time, guys. Thank you for your participation.
Alrighty,
Every single
friends.
time.
So, wow, couple shout outs today. We want to give a massive shout out to one of our mods and a big supporter of the. Funnily enough, I am not actually talking about Loran. I am talking about Rev. No, but shout out to Loran for your 2-month subiversary. Appreciate you and your sacrifices. Also to Rev, thank you so much for the raid and just being a continuous supporter of not only this channel but also the individuals here. Kai and I are sad that we no longer have every other Thursday to play D&D with your friend.
I cry every day.
But also shout out to Verbal for giving the gifted sub to Nikki. So glad that you're here, Nikki, and hanging out with us. We are 50% of the way on our sub goal, so that's really big. We're pumped.
Go.
So we literally only have a desire to get 6. So like 6 is going to be crazy. So we're at 3, which is massive for us. We would just also love if 2 of those was not us. We love you guys. But yeah, if you want to catch up on the story or any of our lore talks where we talked about some of our playable characters, all of the backstories have been uploaded to YouTube. And tonight's episode will be as well. We highly encourage, just because we're a little bit biased, and our DM absolutely cooked the past 2 sessions. So if you want to go watch session 8 and session 9, they will be uploaded to our YouTube channel this week, and we encourage that you check those out. The story is getting pretty multifaceted, which is making it super interesting in my humble but also biased opinion. So if you scroll down below this video, you'll see our YouTube channel link, as well as, you know, just while you're down there hitting subscribe and follow and all of the above, you know, you just seem like people who really like hitting buttons. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And we post clips there just for funsies, and also give you updates of when we are going to go live. But really, we just want other ways to interact with you guys outside of Monday nights. So make sure to follow us there. And as well, if you are interested, and I know that majority of you are probably in 1,000 Discords like myself, but if you want another one, which I think you should join our Discord. The link, you just click on the image that says Discord, and it'll send you straight to joining our little server. It's another place where we can kind of chit chat with you, talk about your D&D endeavors, and get to know you a little bit more. outside of just streaming. So that's our goal, to just be surrounded by other nerds who enjoy D&D.
Hell yeah.
So we love you guys, and we are going to raid somebody. So if you want to stick around after we say that we're signing off, we will be shooting over to somebody else. So we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Love you
Bye.
guys. Bye.